Last time out in GT Asia at Okayama, Japan, everything went up in smoke for the champions from Clearwater Racing, as their Ferrari #1 driver of the 458, Jimmy Bruni, coming in specially to drive the car, suffered this terrible electrical fire on the warm-up lap. It completely destroyed the car.
After the disaster at Okayama, where we weren't able to let this car start both races, first time ever for us that's happened.
No way we're going to be able to rebuild it in time for Fuji, right? We had to make sure that the parts are available, first of all, because a lot of the looms and everything that was burnt aren't commonly available.
Amazingly, all the teams stayed for the entire time between the two rounds. They worked piece by piece to fix the 458. Piece by piece, bit by bit, they got it together.
Look, from outside it wasn't that bad, but after when we dismantle everything, it's quite severe, so we have to change almost half the car.
Almost overnight or weeks. Me and the crew, big job, but we are happy.
And the boys you see behind you here, most of them have been here for a month solid, working on this to get it right. And my eternal gratitude to my boys, because without them, this would still be a burnt out wreck. It really would. Well done, boys.
With the Fuji weekend looming and bringing another star, Jimmy Bruni's teammate, the equally accomplished Tony Vilander of Finland, to drive with Mark, it was all hands to the pump to finish the car.
The guys in Italy did a fantastic job. They scrambled, managed to get the parts together in a couple of days, and it was custom cleared in here in Japan after 6 days after the incident.
It's being done 100%, it's not 99%. So we are confident the car will work very good.
But the proof is in the pudding, and immediately when given the chance, Mock took it out for a shakedown, and it was perfect.
It's pretty much a brand new car now, and I did the shakedown yesterday. The car feels really, really good, so I'm hoping for a good result this weekend.
And they need one. Defending champions have yet to win in 2015, but what a preparation. Well done. So then, it's on to round 5 of the 2015 GT Asia Series from the iconic Fuji International Speedway, Japan. Jonathan Green here, bringing you all the action. And as always with Fuji, weather was a factor, especially wet weather. Once again this year, it rained throughout a lot of the weekend, including during the races. But there were some dry sessions and lap records were broken. The qualifying was held in damp, drying conditions and the times were slower. But it still led to a great battle between the Ferraris, Carlo Van Dam, and the new boy, Tony Vilander. In the mix, though, were the Bentleys, the Aston Martins, and the McLarens. But in the end, it was a straight fight between Van Dam and Vilander. And amazingly, Vilander took the pole in the rebuilt from scratch #1 to end a fairy tale story. Okayama Fire to setting the field alight with pole position at Fuji. Mock then and Vilander, pole position.
There was a lot of traffic, and also the track condition was not the best for the rain tire anymore, so really happy. Close battle with Carlo Van Dam, who's been really fast the whole week, so I'm happy for now, and now we think about the race.
And the race should be close if qualifying's anything to go by. Just 0.089 between them. Vilander with a 151.7 ahead of Carlo Van Dam. Then Richard Lyons and Frank Yu, Andy Soucek in the Bentley just behind. So then, much better conditions for the race itself for round 5 of the series. And can Aston Martin steal a march, or Bentley ahead of the two Ferraris on the front row? Carlo Van Dam has raced so many years here. Oh, and problems for Matthew Griffin in the Clearwater Racing Ferrari 458 GT3. The Irishman changing over from, it looks like, wets to dries because the track is damp, but it looks as though it's going to be a dry line fairly quickly, although there is a possibility of rain. And Griffin goes out on the slicks now, but will start at the back. Everybody rushing back, including Frank Yu, to watch the start of this one. It's round 5 of the series. Ferraris on the front row. Mok Win-sung will watch his teammate Tony Vilander, the best in the business, take his car, the rebuilt 458, up against Carlo Van Dam, who's got a massive experience both in single-seaters and sports cars here in Japan. Away we go then. Good start by the Bentley. Even better start by the Aston Martin of Richard Lyons. They're all diving for position. Oh, there's a touch between the Bentley and the Aston Martin going into turn 1. Kitasawa goes to the outside. But that was Andy Soucek in the absolute Bentley, who clashed together with Richard Lyons, who lost out, and Lyons trying to get back on level terms, and Lyons does come alongside. Sauer goes to the outside. It's a Bentley sandwich, and surely the Aston Martin's not going to get through. And Lyons gets bulked by the Bentleys, and there's more drama. Oh, as Kitasawa spins it out. And he's taken Max Wiese with him. The Spirit of Race 458 GT3 is out. Oh, what a dramatic start to round 5. By the looks of things, damage to the 88 of Richard Lyons, involved in 2 incidents at the start. He's off track at the moment, and could well be, well, there's some damage to front windscreen, as you can see, but I think, yes, damage to the front right, and I think that's a puncher, and a puncher for Andy Soucek. Yes, you can see 3 wheels on my wagon. Max Wiese also out with a puncture. So 3 cars out in the very first lap. Here's the incident again. Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Sauer trying to get back on level terms and clip Lyons, and then really did the big damage with Wiese as he tried to get back on track under power. Here it is from Kitasawa's position. Goes to the outside innocently. And to be fair, I think Lyons was also bulked, but he couldn't go on the inside or the outside. And that's when he touched Wiese as he came back on track. And no real blame to Kitasawa. He's got bags of experience. Here's Richard Lyons' view. Yeah, I mean, he just really had nowhere to go. He was stuck between a continental sandwich, and that was it. Game over. But it's going to change the face of this. Here is from Faris Fauzi's position, yeah. And he avoids the accident. Ooh, only just. Oh, fantastic driving by the former test driver from Formula One, Faris Fauzi of Malaysia. And in comes the Irishman from Craft Bamboo, Richard Lyons. Puncher to that right front, as you can see. But back to the action at the front between the leaders, both in 458 Ferraris. And it's Carlo Van Dam pushing hard on the leader, Tony Vilander. De Finn coming in this weekend. His teammate, Jimmy Bruni, not able to race as Richard Lyons is in and out, but that, of course, is not in the pit window. Likewise, Andy Soucek of Spain in the Bentley. So there's a lot of work to be done. And the top 3 is Vilander, Van Dam, and Kuto. And that's Andre Kuto, who's come into the championship, his debut in GT Asia. But he's no stranger to Fuji or sports car racing. Kitasawa still dragging the back of that Bentley around. And they may bring him in, and sure enough, the team are preparing for him to come in. The number 8, that is, and into turn 1 at Fuji. Down this long, over a kilometre straight. And Griffin and Lyons, the 2 Irishmen, going at it. Lyons on the inside, Griffin on the outside. And Matt Griffin looking to pass, of course, who's come from the back, having changed tyres. Matt Griffin makes it look easy. I wouldn't have thought that Richard Lyons would be giving up too easy now. He's back out. A lot of work for both of those 2. And in comes Kitasawa in the Bentley Absolute Racing car. Try to repair that car as best he can. There's the Nissan of Kuto. And this is Sasaki and Tapi, Duncan Tapi in the Bentley, trying to get past the Japanese. Goes up the inside, but has he overcooked it? Yes. And through goes Sasaki again in the number 24 Lamborghini. Well, Tapi, of course, with bags of experience from Europe. Drove in the Black Blank Series last year. And Sasaki knows Fuji all too well. Sauer heads back out with a new clean bodywork to the Bentley. But Kuto still some 4 seconds off this leading group as Tapi makes another attempt to get past. This time he's made it stick, has he? He gets through on the Lamborghini and now goes in pursuit of Kuto. Conditions still not great, it's still damp out there and there's a possibility of rain. But they can't come in, or they don't want to come in to change tyres before that pit window. It's Van Dam, Wielander, Kuto, Tapie up to 4th now. Duncan with a good pass over Sasaki. Fauzi 6th, Luizzi 7th. Luizzi, of course, winner last time out, currently in 7th. Then Antunes, the Australian, in 8th place. Ho Bin Tung making his debut, the Chinese driver, former single-seater ace. And Todd Piddy, or Piddy Birambakti, give him his full name, waiting for now the leader, his teammate Carlo Van Dam, who's got ahead of Tony Wielander, and I think it's because there are drops of rain falling. And Van Dam now leads this race. There's Richard Lyons, he's back out. Oh, and a spin there, and that's Ho Bin Tung, the new boy, and you can see wipers are on, and I think, yeah, a lot of spins now. Yashiro spins round 2, and I think, yes, there is rain falling. Richard Lyons confirms that as we go on forward with him. And he's now come alongside the number 99, Aston Martin of Darrell O'Young, and makes easy work of that as Lyons goes through on O'Young. And the conditions are getting very interesting indeed now, because if it continues to rain before the pit lane window opens, these boys will just have to try and make do with it. Griffin makes up another place, and he's just behind this battle that we're watching with the Aston Martins. There is Matt Griffin. You can see the windscreen wipers on, but of course these are the professional drivers, so they'll want to try to stay out as best they can and race each other in these deteriorating conditions. There's no point in getting a penalty of coming in. It's a matter of staying out until that window comes, 25 to 35 minute marker. Kuto and Tapie now in a good battle, 4th and 5th place. But you can see the Nissan really struggling as Tapie goes through. And the Nissan not liking the conditions at all. It was so fast. Kuto had been due to race a McLaren, but it was damaged. And Kuto coming in for Caldarelli, who is racing in Super GT. O'Young and Soucek as Soucek goes through. Another one of the Porsches going wide, so the conditions are getting worse, if anything. And Duncan Tapie, though, doing a very good job as we go on board with Antonio Liuzzi, winner last time out. You can see the conditions now. It's starting to rain quite heavily, which is classic Fuji. A lot of talk between the pit wall and the drivers. Sasaki 4th, Kuto 5th, and Fauzi now up to 6th place. And there is the Nissan, the 2 Lamborghinis in front of him. We go on board with Faraz Fauzi, who took that great avoiding action of the Bentley earlier on. Now he's scything his way through traffic. One of Malaysia's finest racing drivers. He, along with Alex Young, has flown the flag worldwide for Malaysia. Fauzi really enjoying his time here in the GT Asia Championship. Kuto has got past one of the Lamborghinis in GTM class. Fauzi right behind him. Faraz Fauzi and Andre Kuto have come together many a time before in races. Kuto, of course, a former Macau Grand Prix winner, his home in Formula 3 days. But he's been a multiple winner here in Japan. He's probably got as much experience as anybody out there. Maybe Richard Lyons here compared to anyone else there. Pity getting ready for his stint, and it's going to be a tough one in these conditions. Will the rain let up? Pit window is open now. Carlo Van Dam leads this race, but when will he pit? He doesn't this time, that's for sure, and I think the number 1 car of Tony Wielander is pitting to put Mock in the car, and sure enough, the Finn comes in. Wielander is in the 458 GT3. This is the rebuilt car, remember. 3 weeks, they stayed in Japan, a brilliant job, and they took the pole position. Now they've got the rain to contend with. Kenesawa, like that earlier damage, comes in for a 2nd time. In comes Richard Lyons. Craft Bamboo, Aston Martin, Vantage, up on the jacks. On go the tyres. It's wet tyres this time. And Mok Wen Sung will climb aboard with full wets to round out this first race here at Fuji International Speedway in the wet. Away goes Motul Sung, the champion. Yet to win a race, I may add. And Wielander, well, he's still out on the slicks. And doing a very good job. He's knocked the time off, obviously. Going a lot slower than he was before. We're in the 140s, but now almost 2 minutes. Pitty waiting patiently to get in, and it's going to be a very important stint as out goes Mok. Carlo Van Dam then finally coming in the Singer Motorsports Ferrari. Oh, and Faris Fauzi hits the wall hard here at Fuji. No one else involved, and I think that's purely down to the weather. As he exited the slow right-hander, he got on the power, and that was it. Faris Fauzi, if he can't drive in these conditions, that's how tough it is. Carlo Van Dam is out of the car, and in goes Pitty Birambachti. Todd Pitty jumps into the car. Here's what happened. Oh, there was an incident. He did touch with one of the Bentleys, and it was the number 7 Bentley. Is Pitty away? Yes, somewhat gingerly, but he's away in the number 11. And meanwhile, Motul Sung is coming down the front straight. This is going to be tight. This is going to be close. He comes out of his pit position, does Pitty, and does take the lead just. Mok didn't quite make it round in time. Jung is in 3rd place now in the number 77. That's Jackie Jung, of course, in the Bentley, the current GTM champion who stepped up to GT3 class this year. 2 times GTM champion. Pit lane still open. And the shuffle pretty much over, and it's been a great battle by Carlo Van Dam. He does get the congratulations of the team, and well, he might. That was an excellent drive as the pit lane window closes, and now it's the sprint to the finish with the gentleman drivers. And here's a good battle. Hamaguchi and Richard Wee pushing the Japanese driver Hamaguchi right to the very edge. And Richard Wee looking as though he's going to make a pass on the more experienced Hamaguchi. And Hamaguchi goes wide, and sure enough, through goes Richard Wee. Great driving in the wet, and the team go wild, and well they might. That was excellent. So Wee is through. Hamaguchi struggling with the conditions, and he loses it completely in the number 55. And Hiroshi Hamaguchi for the Triple F Racing team manages to gather it all together, but the conditions far from easy at all out there, and everybody's having problems. Another spinner. Luckily, didn't hit the wall or hit anybody else, but this has tough times out there at Fuji International Speedway. And Richard Wee now coming up on Jackie Jung. Now, and Jung goes wide. Jackie Jung gets it completely wrong, and he just misses Richard Wee. And this is a great drive from the Clearwater Racing man in the 458. And Griffin is absolutely in awe of his teammate right now. And Rod Salmon in 8th position, just being overtaken by Zen in the Lamborghini there. Rod Salmon, of course, a former 2-time Bathurst winner himself, but it's go, go, go. Wielander laughs on the pit lane wall. The gloves are off between the gentlemen. Pitty now making his way through the back markers, including a man who shouldn't be a back marker, Jonathan Venter, in the VLT number 99, but he gets out of the way, and through goes Pitty. And they've got to be careful in traffic here. Motul Sung's best opportunity to catch Pitty in this wet round 5. Nervous moments for those watching, because they know that Motul Sung is hungry. He's yet to win this year. He too goes past the Aston Martin and does it cleanly. But there's the gap between the leaders now, and it's a clear gap. And as we come down to the closing stages of this one, Jackie Jung now in 4th place, and Hamaguchi is not done with him. And this traffic just may help Hamaguchi, and it does. They come side by side again, Jackie Jung and Hamaguchi. And that was nicely done by the number 55. Used the back marker that slowed down the Bentley. And through went the Japanese, but now he's got to get past as well, and he does. muscle his way through, having to use more of the track than perhaps he wanted to. That was slippy out there. He had to go off track for a moment, but he's put himself just ahead of the Bentley with the car between them. Atrocious conditions now here at Fuji, and this really does show the mettle of these drivers. But now, here we go for the win. Mock Winsung trying to get past Todd Petty. And it's a Ferrari battle to the finish. Both with identical 4.58s. But Mock, without that win, is desperate, the champion. And you can see the team on tenterhooks now because they've rebuilt this car. It's been a fairy tale story. It blew up on the warm-up lap in Okayama. And that was with Jean-Marie Bruni at the wheel. They brought in Tony Wielander. The team has stayed in Japan. Ooh, Todd Petty gets it wrong, and he's losing time, and that's why Mock caught up, because he had to go off track. And the girls could hardly believe it. Nervous moments. And here we go. All or nothing. Mock senses his opportunity. Petty will try to hold on. The Singer Motorsports man. Surely now this is Mock's chance. He gets in the slipstream. They come down the straight almost side by side. Time running out, and this is his best opportunity, Mock. He goes to the outside. Petty will defend. He's got the better racing line. They both brake at the same time. Petty turns in, so too does Mock. Down the hill at Fuji they come. Mock's running out of time now. Todd Petty doing a great job of defending his position. Mock will try to get past. His teammate Tony Wielander says go, go, go. They are willing him on to a win here after what has been a very emotional few weeks for the team. But Petty refuses to get out of the way. And sure enough, Todd Petty is heading home. Mock is running out of time, and Todd Petty's going to take victory for Singer Motorsport in the 4.58 and Thailand. They come up to the line, and Mock's not going to do it. Todd Petty crosses the line and wins for Thailand. And the Singer Motorsports team, Mock Winsung will take second place. Petty Pironbakti then wins here at Fuji International Speedway in the wet. Mock Winsung in a similar 4.58. The champion comes across the line in second. Matt Griffin and Richard Wee, a superb job by Richard Wee. And that's a 1-2-3 for Ferrari. And a little further down, Liuzzi and Hamaguchi just getting ahead of Tapi and Young for fourth place. Tapi and Young fifth. And Malagamua and Sasaki. But Ken Arata and Aoki in the wheelchair, a legend on two and now four wheels, wins again for Delango Racing. Here's confirmation then. Carlo Van Dam and Petty with the win over Tony Wielander and Mock. Griffin and Wee in third, and Liuzzi and Hamaguchi in fourth, ahead of Tapi and Jackie Young.
We didn't expect this result coming already. I know I'm quick. I was quicker than Tony in the beginning. He made a little mistake. I pulled a nice gap. Took a bit of risk under those conditions. And then Petty finished the job. And knowing how little experience he has with the car, it's pretty impressive what he did. So the whole Singer Motorsport team was unbelievable today.
Just to finish the race, I wasn't even thinking about podium, right? It's been such a disastrous start for me, missing 3 out of 4 races. But to be back on the second step of the podium, that's good. And we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Understandable words from Mock, the champions not having the easiest of starts to the year. Congratulations to Van Dam and Petty.
Well, for racing, everybody won for the first place, and I think this weekend we got a good chance, and we did it.
And so too did Delango Racing and Ken Urata and Takuma Aoki. Another win for them, so popular.
Yes. It is very, very surprise for my team.
It was so amazing weekend, the past race. I hope to win next race tomorrow.
And in terms of the Driver Championship points after 5 rounds, 57 points now to Anthony Liu and Davide Rizzo. Petty moves up to 52 points now, ahead of Jonathan Benton and Daryl O'Young with 47. 2 points behind are Adelaide Fong and Kenta Sauer. And then on 42 is Carlo Van Dam. Craft Bamboo lead the way in the Teams Championship with 89, just 1 point ahead of Bentley Team Absolute. 74 for Triple F Racing, by ACM, and the championship shaping up nicely here at Fuji. Well, that's it for round 5. We'll be back with round 6 from Fuji. From me, Jonathan Green, and everyone at Motorsport Asia. Bye-bye for now.